Good afternoon, everyone. This is Daniel Williams, aka Shadowhunter017 again, and we are about to start with the first full-on mission for 5 parsecs from home with the Star Seekers squad. Now, as of the last episode, we generated the crew, we generated the original patrons. The planet is a bureaucratic mess. We have 2 patrons, no current rivals. Correction, 1 current rival. And now we just need to figure out what the first mission is going to be. So, going into the book. Oh, actually, forgot, before we generate the book, we have to have our crew assign and resolve various tasks. And the tasks that are available are to go find a patron, do some training, do some trading, go and try to recruit, do some exploring, try to track down a rival, repair your kit, or act as a decoy. Now, we do have 1 rival that we don't have any information generated for. And we have 2 patrons. 1 is the local governor and 1 is the sector governor. And it looks like neither one of them have a major thing that has to be done at the moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Varl Wren and Amy Page both attempt to locate the rivals, so we can try to get them off our tailpipes right off the bat. Okay, rolling 1d6. And since we're doing this at my home setup for this particular evening, I have this handy-dandy dice tray that I'm going to be rolling into, so you all can actually see the results, hopefully. 2. Total of 4, so we did not locate our rivals this time. And we are not going to worry about doing any of the other options available, because first mission on the first planet. Treating it more or less like a series premiere of a TV show. So now we need to generate the missions, or the job offers that are available. So, for the sector government, actually, let me just make sure. Time frame. Okay, either one of these 2 can be done either this campaign turn or the next one, if I'm reading this right. And if I screwed this part up, please let me know in the comments, because it has been a couple of weeks since I did this, and it's been a busy couple of weeks. So, what we're going to do is, we're going to go ahead and do this with the one from the local government. So, let's generate what the mission's going to be. So, for patron missions, that will be 9, 2. Alright, the deployment condition for this mission is going to be gloomy, so 9 inches is maximum range, but characters that fire can be fired upon at any range. counter type is patron. Deployment conditions gloomy. The mission is going to be first of all, we're going to also add on here, see if there's a notable site. So 3, 2, priority target. Well, we're going to end up having to select a random enemy figure, which gets +1 toughness and a bonus to credits if they get taken down. The mission parameters. So the objective is 3. We're going to have to make a delivery. Oh, correction, that's an eliminate. I looked at the wrong table. Alright. Alright, for an eliminate mission, we're just going to end up selecting a random enemy figure, and that will be the target for the mission. Okay, so we have to determine the enemy. So, let's see exactly what kind of adversaries we are facing off against. Alright, 6, 1. So we've got interested parties involved. This could be really good or really bad. Okay. 9, 5. Oh, it looks like we've got a rival salvage team. Which will have a total number that I'll determine here in just a moment. Alright, the number of the salvage team. Okay, roll 2 dice and pick the higher number, which will be a +1. So that's 3 and 4. So we'll have a total of 5 adversaries this time. And their weapons, just mark all this information down. And they'll panic on a 1, 2, or 3 for losses. They move 4 inches. Have no bonus to their combat. Have 4 for their toughness. And I think a cautious AI, but I'll have to double check that here in a moment. Their weapons. Okay. So weapon. It says it's 2B. So they've got military rifles, and B for their specialist. If I give them a specialist, will be a power claw. They're probably not going to use a power claw. So I'm going to put the battlefield together. I'm going to get the enemy forces pulled out, and we will continue going from there. Okay, we are back. After building up the battlefield, which you can see is a low-level urban terrain with some vehicles. I am generating, or pulling out the models that will be used for the bad guys. This individual will be our specialist slash targeted individual. And then he's got his 4 little grunt buddies, which the grunt buddies are Nova Corps miniatures from Reaper. And the specialist is going to be one of the Black Stars. And anyone who's curious, that color pattern is more or less inspired by classic StarCraft, because to me the big guy resembles the Terran Marines from the classic StarCraft games quite heavily. So, they are cautious, and they're going to be set up in 2 groups that are 6 inches apart. And these groups, the members of these groups should be no more, or should be about 1.5 to 2 inches apart. So, the adversary forces are going to start out on the far side of the table from where we're at, which will be right over here. And the player team is going to start over on this side of the table. And the deployment, we're going to go ahead and say it's about a 4-inch deployment zone. Going to set up the opposing force. Putting the specialist right over there, and his 2 comrades. The rest of his squad is going to be nestled in right behind the building. Okay, we're back, and we're about to place the hero characters. Again, 4-inch deployment area. None of the characters are currently being held back in any way, shape, or form. Now, it might seem kind of strange that I'm putting our Swift character over here by the building, but that'll give him access to a ladder, which will make it easier for him to get up to a higher elevated area. And since this mission is entirely an elimination mission, the player characters are literally just looking to take out the enemy team, because these salvagers got somewhere where the corpse didn't want them to go. So first things first, we're rolling off to determine what the reactions for the team is. So 6 dice, 1 for each member of the team. And as you can see, not exactly a good reaction roll. So compared to their reactions, Shadow Step will be able to go rapidly. Oh, actually, it's better reactions than I thought. Two of the player characters, or controlled characters, will be able to take their activation first. Then everyone else will have to go after the bad guys do. And I just want to verify for movement by our adversarial team. As they're cautious, they will attempt to stay in cover wherever possible, and if they have a line of sight and range, they will remain where they are and take aimed shots. Otherwise, they will try to hide behind the terrain, or they will advance or be behind terrain features. They will attempt to engage targets at as close to maximum range as possible, and will not advance voluntarily within 12 inches of opponents. And they will generally avoid brawling, which honestly is fine by me. I don't like close combat in tabletop games to begin with. So, moving on to the first action. Oh, I forgot to do something. Roll for seizing the initiative. Roll 2d6, add the highest savvy score of any crew member, +1 for being outnumbered, which they are not. And on a 10 or better, every character may either take a normal move or may fire before the battle begins, and they only hit on a natural 6. So, rolled a natural 11. So I don't even need to worry about what my character's savvy scores are. So everyone's going to get a free movement. And what we will do is we will start with our little swift guy who has a 5-inch speed. So there's that. And that. So he is up on top of the building, which is where he wanted to be to start with. And little Miss Vasquez is going to try to bound up here 5 inches to get as close to behind the APC as she can. Varl Ren has got his 4-inch movement speed. He's just going to move straight ahead, being a hard-headed individual. Shadow Step, he's going to move up 4 inches. Again, snuggling up right by the APC. The Engineer Railnar has a 4-inch movement. He's going to go ahead and position himself there as well. And Amy Page, considering she's only got a handgun, she's just going to come straight up here as well. So, those individuals that have a reaction turn get to do their quick phase. Okay, so first individual acting is going to be Shadow Step. He's going to move up another 4 inches. And does he have enough, or does he have anything that he can see through the gloom? He does not. So Varl Ren is going to do his movement. 4 inches. Again, just going straight up ahead. Nine-inch visibility because of the planetary conditions. And he has visibility on one target. He is going to use his beam pistol with a 10-inch range to take a shot at the enemy trooper that's in visible range. The target is not within 6 inches, which means he's an open target within range. He'll need a 5 or a better to be hit. So let's see what he does. And he rolled a straight up 1, which means he didn't do a darn bit of good there, just wasted ammo. Good job, buddy. Miss Vasquez is darting up 5 inches to be able to go to a nice supporting position on the covert operative. And we are going to say she does not have enough of a line of sight to even try to shoot. So now it's for the bad guys to do their movement. They've got 4 inches, and they're going to try to stay in cover as much as they can. So the first one is going to come up here, hoping to... Well, he's still behind the civilian-looking speeder, so he's good. And his buddy is in the same boat. Oops, I forgot. He's got a military rifle that he's going to fire at Shadow Step with. Got the range, but he is not within 6 inches. So, taking one shot with his rifle. Rolled a 4, has no combat bonus. So did absolutely nothing more than burn off some ammo. Second trooper. Well, salvage team coming up. Same target. Missed. The guy on the other side who was shot at is going to move over to try to get to cover again. And take a shot at... probably take a shot at Varl. Within range, or within visibility range. Rolling. Nothing. The specialist, aka the target, is moving up his 4 inches. Taking a shot with his rifle at Varl as well. Nothing. All of these guys so far have needed 5s to hit anything. The last guy is just going to move up here and not shoot. Okay. For the rest of the team, the player team, our buddy Gunnar Took, the Swift, is going to just kind of dart his way across the rooftop there. See if he's got 9 inches. He does, and he's going to take a shot using his machine pistol. Ooh, that's an 8-inch range. Is he within 8 inches? Yes, he is. So, 8 inches, shooting out 2 shots at the enemy specialist. Okay, 1 hit, 1 miss. The damage for this: 1d6 plus the damage rating of the weapon. Okay, so if it's a natural 6, the target gets taken out, or if the modified score equals or exceeds his toughness. His toughness is 5, and there's no bonus to damage. So, nothing. Hit him, but it didn't hurt him. But it did push him back 1 inch and stunned him. And I'm using some of the old kill team crosshair markers to indicate when somebody's been stunned. Okay, Amy is going to move. Actually, before Amy moves, Rail is going to do his movement. And he's just going to kind of stick to the truck. Does he have 9 inches on anybody? Yes, he does. So he is going to use his blast rifle that has a single shot. Against the target that is most visible. Nothing. Amy Page is going to scoot around. Okay, that is the end of the first combat round. So far, nobody has managed to make a significant impact combat-wise. Rolling for the player character's initiative. Ooh, nobody gets a reaction phase this time, which is annoying. Okay. The stunned enemy specialist is going to forego shooting this turn, and instead he's just going to move up his 4 inches, or close to it, to get nestled in nice and close to that hover vehicle. The guy next to, or the little lady next to him, is going to move up her 4 inches and take a shot. Just going to take a shot at our good buddy Rail, or Gunner, up on the roof. She is not within... Is she within 6 inches? Well, it's not even an open target. It's a covered target within range. So 6 or better is needed to hit this target. Nothing. The 2 shooters on the other side are going to move up a little ways. There's that guy. He's going to take a shot at the captain. So they are within 6 inches of each other, and the captain is more or less out in the open, so he needs a 3 or better to hit. That is a hit with a natural 6. Alright, damage possibility. The captain's toughness is 3. That's a 4. Captain's going to burn a story point to force a reroll on that. Okay. So he was hit, but he wasn't but he didn't get injured. So he just got pushed back an inch and stunned. The other guy who is going to move and shoot is coming up her 4 inches. And he's going to shoot at the captain as well. So, let's see how this goes. Captain is hit. Going to burn another story point to force a reroll there. Still within, or still good enough to hit. Possible wound, nothing. But that puts a second stun marker on the captain. So that's going to knock him back, and also knock him back 1 more inch. So he's not going to be able to do much for the next 2 turns. Okay, the captain is now going to retaliate using his colony rifle against the second one that shot at him, who is within cover and within range, so that means he needs a 6 or better to hit. Nothing. But he didn't move, so that goes away. Our special operator, Varl Wren, is going to move up 4 inches. And he is going to use his beam pistol to go zappy zappy on the target dude. So So one shot, definitely within 10 inches. However, the target is covered. Nothing. I'm going to use a story point to re-roll that. Nothing. Okay. Vasquez is going to move up 4 inches. And because that is, I'm going to say that's close enough where she doesn't have to worry about the target being in cover. So she is going to fire her military rifle. One shot. Needs a 3 or better. That's a hit. Damage. Again, needs 5 or better. It's a 4. Doesn't do enough damage to do anything, aside from stun and push him back again. Okay. Our buddy Gunner Took is going to fire next from his Overwatch perch. So that is going to be 2 shots with his machine pistol. 8 inch. Okay, 8 inches. Still targeting the specialist, who is just close enough that I'm going to say he's within cover. So 6 or better. Neither one of them did anything. Though those were aimed shots. And what does aiming do? Okay, aiming would have just allowed him to reroll a 1, and neither of those were 1s. So, next one is going to be the engineer, Rail Nar. He's going to go ahead and advance another 4 inches up. And he's going to fire his blast pistol, or blast rifle, at the target that is right in front of him. Is that within 3 inches? It is within 3 inches, so he just needs a 3 to hit this guy. We're rolling that. And we got a 2 there, as much as I would have wanted it not to be. So he did no good. Amy is going to come up a few inches. Again, hugging the APC. 6 inches. We're going to say that the angle means that one does not have cover. Being shot at with a handgun. So let's see if that does any good. It does not. Okay, so that's the end of the second turn. Alright. First of all, let's see if anything has reactions. We've got a couple reactions. Yay! Okay. We're going to give Gunner Took the reaction of 1, and Varlin the reaction of 2, and everything else is above the reaction characteristics of everyone else in the crew, so relevant. We're going to have Gunner aim and shoot his machine pistols at the target again, hopefully zapping him off the board this time. Okay, well, neither of those hit. The other shot is going to come from Varl Ren, same target, using his beam pistol. I'm going to use a story point and re-roll that, so that's the last of the story points for this go-around, and nothing. These guys need to spend more time at the shooting range. Okay. Our opposing force is going to pull back just a little bit in the case of one of these guys. And he's going to take a shot at our engineer. And that was a hit. Possible damage. The engineer's toughness is 2. Ooh, owie. Railnar just got shot off the board for this turn. He may or may not have a significant injury. The other shooter is going to target the captain. He's in the open, but beyond 3 inches. So that is a 5 or better. Hit. Possible damage. Oh, wow. Shouldn't have burned our story points so soon. The captain might be dead too. So this might be the second and last episode of the Starseekers. Alright, the last group of specialists. This guy is going to just shake off that stun and fire his infantry rifle at Varl. Nothing. The other shooter over there is going to fire her rifle at the same target. Nothing. And the guy that's been hiding behind the building is going to shoot at Emily. That is... I think that actually might have been a hit. That was a 4. They are within 6 inches, so... Yep, Emily might have just gotten taken off the board. Nope. Okay. Alright, first of them is going to be Emily Vasquez shooting her military rifle at the marked target. I think that's a hit. Yep, open target within range. She's got an angle where he's not in cover. So that's a hit. Toughness of 5. Gosh darn it, these guys cannot shoot. Okay. Miss Page is going to dart forward 4 inches. And she is going to take a shot at the target that is directly opposite of her on that hover car, speeder, whatever you want to call it. And she misses. Okay, so we got reactions for the remaining 4 heroes that are on the board. Okay. Ren has one, Gunnar Took, and the other 2 are going to be acting normally. So Gunnar is going to go first, shooting his machine pistol at the main target. Okay, 1 was a hit. Potential damage. Nothing. Again. Okay. Varl is going to fire his beam pistol. Same target as he's been going after. Does nothing. Alright, enemy actions. None of them are going to move because they're all in a nice relatively covered position. Starting with the big guy, targeting Emily because she's the most open. Emily because she's the most open. That's a potential hit. Damage, 3 or better. 4. So she's just been shot off the board. The rifleman right next to Varl is going to take his shot at Varl. Misses. Breaking. Okay. The guy who's snuggled up behind the corner, that's not visible from this camera angle. And he just hit Varl. Potential injury, 4 or better, or correction, 3 or better. Varl just got shot off the board. Okay. 1 directly catty-cornered from Amy Page. Hits. Possible wounds. Wow. She's gone. The other one still on the board is Gunnar. And he is going to take the better part of Valor and bug out. So this mission is a failure. Now we need to go back and see what happens when, for the post-battle actions. Alright. Alright, no one gets paid because they ran out. They did not hold the field. It wasn't an invasion threat. So, injuries and recovery. Any character that became a casualty in the battle phase must roll on the injury table. And if the character was merely knocked out from 3 stun tokens, no roll is recovered. The character with luck would be slain. They would miraculously survive but lose all luck points. They can earn additional points as normal in the future. And alright. So first one is going to be our captain, Shadow Walker. 3, 5. Requires 1d6 credits of surgery or suffers an immediate -1 permanent reduction to speed. To either speed or toughness. And since he's 4 for speed, 3 for toughness. Okay, well, he just ended up costing the team 3 cred. And he's going to be in sick bay for 1d6 turns. So for 4 turns, he's going to be out sick. Okay. Varl Wren is not looking good. 0-4. He is dead on arrival. Alright, Emily. 7-6. No long-term injury, and she is injured for 1. And she's out for 1 turn. Alright. The engineer, Rail. 2-4. Lost a random, or had equipment lost, which means 1 random item is damaged. So he has a distraction bot, a pistol, and a blaster. So 1-2 is the blast rifle, 3-4 is the distraction bot, 5-6 is the handgun. 3, so that means his bot is damaged. Okay, last one. Little Miss Amy Page. 4-4. She got a crippling wound, so she's going to spend 1d6 credits. So she spent 1 credit for surgery, and she's going to be out for 5 turns. So that leaves the crew with 9 credits. 1 crew member completely out of the picture. 2 on hiatus for a minimum of 1 turn. And effectively 2 that are going to be able to perform actions. 3 that will be able to perform actions in further turns. I very well may nix doing anything more with this crew and roll up a new one on our next meetup. So be looking for another 5 Parsecs from Home playthrough game in about 2 weeks. If you all have any comments, suggestions, just general feedback for the way I'm doing these videos, please let me know. Yes, I know the camera setup I'm using is kind of bad, so I'm working with what I've got here, just like everyone else is. But any other suggestions for either my narrations, anything that might be a good non-copyright source of music to put on as an opening or closing credit, any suggestions, I'm more than happy to listen to. And some of them I may even take. As far as replacement for poor old Varl, again, I'm going to determine that over the next couple of days, see if it's even worthwhile keeping the Star Seekers going, or if I'm going to go ahead and switch over to a new crew. Which, if it's a new crew, it's probably just going to be one of these things where these first 2 episodes were just a how it goes and what can happen, and things go horribly, horribly wrong from the get-go. So, I hope you all have a nice, good, healthy couple of weeks, and I will see you next time I see you all. Also, for anyone who's interested, there are other games that I do participate in that I haven't been able to do in person for a while, and I've been looking at doing solitaire versions of. If anyone's interested in seeing solitaire versions of Battletech, Infinity from Corvus Belli, or Aeronautica Imperialis, go ahead and say the word, or say so in the comments, and I will evaluate how effective that would be. Similar holds true for Star Wars Armada. that one I'm a little less inclined to do solitaire, simply because of the amount of space it takes to actually run that game effectively. But I hope you all have a nice day, and just as a bonus, next week, here in my hometown of Springfield, Missouri, there's going to be an event going on called VisionCon that I will be cosplaying at least one of those days. So if anyone's interested in seeing that, I will be posting at the very least some, on the community part of the page, some imagery of me in my uniform, in my particular costume, which will be a very heavily customized Mandalorian armor that I'm still constantly tinkering on and modifying. I hope you all have a nice day, and like I said, stay safe.